What's up? What's up?
Hey.
Hey.
So we have here Tikka Masala vegetables over rice, rice with a bunch of veggies in it that we're about to grizzle. Yummy, yummy.
A little avocado on the side right there.
Mm-hmm.
Rice and veggies.
To get that creaminess. We've been waiting to get it in for you guys, so crack open my. This is sparkling water, not soda. Though honestly, I need to stop drinking this because it's bad for you. And apparently, I heard we just came back from a festival, and one of the ladies there said that you're actually not supposed to drink. You're supposed to drink, I think she said 30 minutes before you eat, and then you have to wait another 2 hours after you eat. But I gotta do my own research on that. But since I haven't done that yet, I'm going to be drinking while I eat, and attempting to eat with these chopsticks.
This is bomb.
Mmm. First time trying tikka masala, making it. It was just a sauce, but I'm gonna figure out how to make it from scratch. But yeah. That is bomb. I think I'm doing okay. Usually I suck with using chopsticks, but the rice is kind of sticking together, so it's not like falling through. If you make any friends from y'all watching this that live out here in LA, or in California, Southern California,
Inland Empire. Yeah.
then we can share meals, you guys, and you can try my cooking, and if you cook, I can try your cooking, Hey. I got a fork here just in case this gets difficult, which it's being a little difficult.
It's bomb. This has no meat in it.
No meat. Yeah, let's get to it. No meat.
No meat in this.
It's just straight veggies. All veggies. Let's see what I put in here. That was a piece of spinach I just served up. So, we have carrots, sweet potatoes, which I'm going to start eating sweet potatoes all the time. I'm going to start putting sweet potatoes in my diet because I heard that girls who have a diet of sweet potatoes have a stronger chance of getting pregnant with twins. And when we eventually start to have babies, I want to just eat sweet potatoes for the rest of my life. But when we eventually start having babies, I want twins. So sweet potatoes all the time for me. I'm gonna just stop because I would eat regular potatoes and he would eat sweet potatoes. But now I'm gonna just stop getting regular potatoes and just only do sweet potatoes.
Right. Sweet potatoes are better, in my opinion.
They're better. They're
Tastes
more healthy
healthier
for you. So
they got that flavor.
They got that flavor.
They got that flavor. Like just got that flavor.
It truly does. It truly does have that flavor. I'm hoping that my kitty cat, she's right behind the camera, I'm hoping she doesn't knock it over. Say it ain't so. Don't knock it over, Ellie. We have 4 cats, by the way.
Oh.
4 babies.
Two of them are twins. Speaking of twins.
They're so spicy.
Not identical. But they were in the womb together.
And they position themselves in like the cutest positions. They look like yin and yang when they're laying down sometimes. Like they're in the womb together. That's how they cuddle.
Yep.
Okay, so what I leave off? Your spinach. All this stuff is fresh and organic. There's spinach, garlic, lots of garlic, a little bit of ginger, orange peppers, green peppers, carrots, cauliflower, broccoli. What else? Sweet potatoes, we already said that.
What did you do with the sesame seeds? Does that have anything to do with it?
That's tomorrow. So tomorrow, I'm gonna show how I make, since this was just simple, stir frying the vegetables and then pouring sauce over, I'm like, that's easy. No need to make a video, but maybe I'll make one if y'all wanna see it in the future. Yes, there's mushrooms in here also. We like to just put everything in our food. That's just like, you know,
whatever you like.
Whatever you like, throw it in there. It all tastes good together. But tomorrow I'm gonna be making cauliflower sesame chicken. And not actual chicken. But I'm gonna take the cauliflower. If y'all vegans already know how you do cauliflower in all these different ways, we got 2 big heads of cauliflower. So it actually was gonna be like a cauliflower dish, and then it turned into an everything dish because we have like all the vegetables in our fridge, which is really dope. So yeah, I'm gonna do cauliflower sesame chicken tomorrow and see how that turns out. I was gonna do it tonight, but I've never made the recipe before, so it's gonna take me a little bit longer to figure everything out. But yeah, this was simple. If y'all see me struggling, I'm still gonna try though. I need to look up a video on how to eat with chopsticks. I'm disrespecting the chopsticks game. Oh. Whoops. Oh, camera got blurry. Oh, it's back. It didn't. It got blurry right in time because I totally missed my mouth with that scoop. Oh.
Attempt number 2. Dun 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 dun. Man, so full. I still got all this left. Ooh.
I haven't reached my full point yet.
So I'm gonna get a burp.
But it's coming.
Let that shit out. Make room for more shit to go in.
I used to always drink to make more room, but apparently you're not supposed to do that.
You drink?
So I gotta figure. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it just works like that. Like the liquid like washes down the food. I don't know. That's how it's. Yeah, that's how I've always done things. But apparently I gotta chill out with that. So I'm gonna do my research and I'll let you guys know. I wish I could share. His mom's coming in a few weeks. Maybe we'll have her on our maybe we'll do a mukbang with her. And have her try some of this bomb food. But it's a little bit spicy. I don't know if she likes spicy or if she can even eat spicy. The sauce also tastes like it has like tomatoes or something in it. And she gets acid reflux pretty bad, so I don't know. But if I make it from scratch, then I can do my own thing with it, and I can put all good love ingredients in it.
I'm almost done.
Dang.
I'm messing it up over here.
Oh, it's taking me longer because I'm using these chopsticks. I'm like, dang.
Mm-hmm.
Who usually eats faster than me anyway?
All day.
And then comes over to my plate like, what's good?
What's up?
What's good, shorty?
A little bit. So let me see what you got. What you working with?
We figured we start doing these videos because we're trying to eat more healthy, and as I'm going to be cooking more healthy meals, why not share them with you guys? I'm going to share my recipes, and I'm actually creating a cookbook right now. I have about, with desserts and with meals, I have about 10 recipes so far. And as I try new things, then I just add, you know, my touch on recipes, because anytime I do a recipe, I always add my touch to it. I never just go by whatever exactly it says. I always put in my own everything, so it becomes my recipe. So, or I'll just create some bomb shit. Excuse my language. Yeah, but eventually you guys will see. I'm going to be sharing lots of recipes.
All of them bomb. Tastes good. Tastes really good. Try not to cuss up here too much.
Yeah, you know, YouTube don't like you.
Don't know how old people are watching. I mean, don't know how older people are watching. They might be young kids. Got to censor ourselves a little bit.
Exactly. Out of respect. What are you trying to disrespect? We're just trying to share our love of food, because we love food so freaking much. Trying to share our love of food and passion for cooking with you guys.
Cut so much though, it's not so about.
Yeah.
No way to 100. I mean, it's gonna be very hard to 100% censor.
But we can try. I'm getting full.
No, let's try. She's getting full.
I'm getting full.
I'm over here. Done.
Finish.
Demolished. Finish. Done. KO'd. Ain't nothing but some sauce up there.
And I'm over here still trying to pick up. Y'all see me start going?
TKO'd.
I'm about to stick a point.
Knocked out. I'm full.
Well, you know what? It's helping me to eat a lot slower than I normally would. So I think that's good, because honestly, that's another thing I've learned, is that you're not supposed to. One of the ladies with this festival, Lightning in a Bottle, we just went to, she was saying how you should eat in front of a mirror so you can see how much of a slob you are. Ellie? Okay, cool. Thank you, baby. You better see her come get in his lap. That's her favorite spot in the house.
Yo.
But yeah, so they said eat in front of a mirror so that you can peep out, you know, yourself while you're eating. Excuse me. Well, we're eating in front of the camera, so. But, yeah.
I got the itis. I'm ready to go to sleep now. Just pass out. When your belly gets so full, your body gotta recharge. Your body like, yo, you're doing too much right now, man. I need some help. Excuse me. I need some help to process all this food in your belly. So go to sleep. Let me just focus on that.
That happens quite often.
We used the cauliflower before. We had like cauliflower wings before. It's like it's like the vegan chicken, you know. So you can like barbecue them. That's how we did them. And man, they come out bomb.
Bomb diggity dig. So like tomorrow's recipe, the sesame chicken, I'm excited to try, because that is gonna be delicious.
Brand new for us anyway.
Yeah, it's a bunch of ingredients that I had to buy, but I figured I'm gonna be making it a lot in the future, so it's cool. But like rice vinegar, sesame oil, sesame seeds.
I didn't even know
Camera's blurry right now.
Hey. I didn't even know rice vinegar was a thing. I didn't even know what that was. Like, what?
There we go.
That's
Me
Samsung
either.
for you. Samsung got their jacked up.
Yeah.
What's this, the S9?
Yeah, S9 Plus.
Yeah,
but
S9 Plus got the jacked up camera.
Those are, see, hashtag goals, because right now we're currently in the process of starting businesses, and once those businesses start bringing in the money, I'm going to upgrade my camera, and I'm going to get myself a nice camera, because I'm going to be recording lots of videos so I can share our experience with you guys. So, yeah. And what's really messed up is I really like I don't like how iPhone, I really like how Samsung, you can switch out your SD cards, because I freaking run up that memory, and you can't do that with iPhone. It kind of sucks.
This is a challenge.
It is a challenge, but it makes you eat slower, so I think I'm going to start using chopsticks all the time. Ellie Bob coming through like, oh, am I supposed to be here? No, kitty. No, kitty. But yeah, chopsticks I think is going to be the way to go for me for the future, to try to because I scarf stuff down.
The food's so good, you gotta keep eating, even when you're full.
That's another thing about trying, going vegan, vegetarian. There's so many different recipes. So many recipes. So many substitutions for things, the cauliflower fried chicken, cauliflower barbecue chicken, cauliflower sesame seed chicken. There are cauliflower steaks. I haven't tried those yet. It's so many different things that you can try. It's literally limitless of all the different things you can try. So, that part, it's you're never bored, ever, when you're trying new meals. And everything comes out bomb. And when you mix a bunch of stuff together, you don't miss the meat, because your plate is packed with so much stuff. You heard all those vegetables I named. It's why would I even give a crap about some meat? Why would I need meat added to that? Why would I need to harm an animal to enjoy? It's a mind thing. That's what it comes down to. And I realize that it's an addiction, because, what's it called? Yeah, basically an addiction. You're addicted to what you grew up doing. But it's when you taste different vegan meals and then you compare them to different meals with meat, you're like, why eat meat? For what? For what? It's not like it tastes better. And if you think it tastes better, that's because you're programmed to think that. So, we tried a lot. We had these vegan fish patties. Bomb! I'm it tastes just like fish. So why would I need to eat fish? But then when you get into the whole realm of them creating fake meat in a lab, I'm not about that life. I'm not trying to eat nothing that was generated in a lab. I want to eat, taking all kinds of vegetables and putting it together and making it taste like whatever you want it to taste like. But I'm not trying to consume some, I seen a video where they took the cells from a cow or whatever, and then they grew them on some grass, and then they made meat patties out of it. I don't want that. I don't want it. No. Honestly, we are trying to eventually go towards eating a just straight raw diet and stop cooking our food all together, because that's how you get the most nutrients out of what you're eating. And we're trying to be healthy and live a long time. And yeah, I'm not trying to cook all. The whole purpose of eating vegetables is so that you can get nutrients. Granted, I'm getting way more nutrients than I was when I had a eating meat diet, carnivorous diet. But still, because it's another misconception. People are like, oh, you're a vegan. Oh, and I don't like to have titles because honestly, whatever feels right is what I'm gonna do. But at the same exact time, you know, a lot of people. That's what I was gonna say. A lot of people they criticize like vegans, like, oh, you're not getting your proper nutrients. You're not getting your protein. Yeah, that's what they always say. But you really freaking are. You really are. You're actually getting way more nutrients. All I know is that I grew up eating a lot of garbage. Processed garbage, processed meat, processed mac and cheese, all this crap. Cheese, crap, bull crap. There was no fresh, like my mom, we didn't even have frozen vegetables. We had vegetables from the can that's been sitting on the shelf for who knows how long. Garbage. Sitting in whatever kind of liquid garbage. After I've gone vegan, I've eaten more fresh food than I have my entire life. So, anyway, that's all I have to say. Try it. If you've never tried it, try it. That's it.
Look at the studies on it too, like from you know, the research that we did, which is, you know, not as much as probably a lot of other people. But from the research we have done, documentaries, different, you know, looking up different things, watching different documentaries. People that just eat vegetables and are vegan, you know, live longer than people that eat meat and have less diseases and just overall health way better and live longer, less heart attacks, you know, all that now. And look it up. It was even on the news. This one lady, I want to say she was in Florida. She grew her own food. You know, like organic food in her garden, and she ate a vegan diet, and her husband, which is relatively...
Raw vegan diet.
Raw vegan, yeah. And her husband was relatively about like the same age, and he ate whatever, you know, he was like eating everything, like, you know, he didn't care. And they interviewed her, you know, him and her, he was in a wheelchair, all old looking, like, looked like he was her dad. And she's like, you know, still like whatever, 50s, 60s, I think 60s. Still looking really young, like she looked good, like 35, 40, you know what I'm saying? At least 20 years younger than what she really was. And her man, which was, like I said, in a wheelchair, he couldn't even walk on his own, eating whatever he wanted to eat, eating all the bullshit, you know, meat, processed foods and shit like that. Shit, he looked 20 years older than what, you know. Or I guess the average, what, you know, somebody looks like, the average age or a little older, because most people out here in America eat processed bullshit and lots of meat and shit. But we ate a lot of all that bullshit too, but we're just trying to be better.
Exactly.
Eat cleaner food, eat you know, more healthy food. You know, from a health standpoint and a moral standpoint, you know, like if I you know, I know people talk about one of the things about eating animals is like, you know, animals eat animals, we're animals. But if you look at our teeth structure is more of an omnivore for eating plants, and then like carnivores got more of the sharp teeth for like digging into meat. So it just is something to think about. It's like we don't, like lions and other animals in the jungle, they don't have to cook their meat to eat it. They just run up and, I don't know, just bite your ass and eat you straight raw, and that's how they eat. And we don't do that. We don't run up to a cow and just bite the cow and eat it like that. You gotta cut that cow up, process it. I mean, yeah, process it somehow.
Also,
and cook it.
A lot of just things that we've been learning. When you consume meat, these animals that are being what's the word? Captivated? That are being held captive, that are being kept in a little pen like chickens that grow, they spend their whole entire lives in a little square cage, that the cows that literally are, you know, they know they're gonna die. These animals are intelligent. Pigs, these animals are extremely intelligent. They know their fate. So they spend their whole lives knowing that they're going to be slaughtered. Knowing that their mothers, their aunts, their uncles, their whole entire family, are going to be slaughtered. And we consume that meat. We consume that, all those anxiety, fear, all that energy that they have, especially right before they die. We're consuming that. It doesn't go away. If you believe in energy, which you really should look into it. If you don't, you really, like, if this is your first time hearing about energy, you should do a little bit of research, honestly. Like, you won't be mad that you did. But energy transfer is real, and that's why a lot of us have a lot of fear in us. Not only because of what we consume when we're watching television and all the different stimuli that we get on a day-to-day basis, but the food that we consume. Like, we gotta do better. Me and my baby included. Like, we have been reckless, period. We know we've been reckless. We know we've been, and it's like, it gets to a point to where it's like, you know you're not supposed to be doing something, and you still do it. You know something's wrong. You know that you're eating an animal that died a horrible death. You know it's wrong, but you still do it anyway. Like I said, guilty, you know? Like, well, it's kind of like, you know, like I always say, like, if there were beings that were bigger than us, that is just like, I'm gonna freaking round up a bunch of humans, all these humans, and I'm gonna breed them. I'm gonna make them have sex with each other, and then I'm gonna take the women, some of the women that just had babies, and I'm gonna squeeze their tits and squirt out a bunch of milk, and then I'm gonna bottle that up, and then I'm gonna freaking sell it to all of my beings, and we're all gonna drink their breast milk from these women, and the women, we're gonna steal their babies away, and then we're gonna take those babies and we're gonna eat them. We're gonna call them, like we call baby cows that are stolen, we call that veal, and it's, ooh, that's fancy. So they take our babies, steal our babies away, and then fucking, excuse me, and then call it some special name, and like, oh, that's a delicacy, you know? Like, if humans were treated the same way by another creature, by another being, the same way that we treat animals, come on. You know, it's not right. Just point blank period. It's not right, you know? No way you can look at it to where it's right. I don't care if we're smarter than these animals, or it doesn't matter. Like, you know, I can understand in times where we didn't have access to the things that we have access to now, or if people are still living in areas where they don't have access to the things that we have access to now. But what we have access to, we're able to have diets so where we don't have to harm animals, you know? Even if we do it humanely, because that's another thing. People are like, oh, it's humane. Oh, you know, I let them graze on a pasture and they lived a humane life, and then I slit their throat and ate their body. You know, really, there's really no way, because if the same thing was happening to us and another creature was doing it to us, how would we feel? Karma. That is a thing. That is real. If you haven't experienced it, you might be blind to it, but karma is a thing, and sometimes that happens right away, and sometimes it hits you when you least expect it. But whatever energy you put out there is going to come back to you. So you want to treat animals, people, everything the way you'd want someone to carry you and treat you. So again, I know we're freaking guilty of, and that's what I said, like, programming is real, because we've been programmed our whole life. Like, I don't know what they teach in the school systems nowadays, but they taught the whole food pyramid when we were growing up, that, you know, you gotta have your meat and your dairy and your starch and your this, blah, 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 all to be a healthy human being. And that, you know, you need to drink animal milk you need to drink cow milk to have strong bones and all this crap. Like, why would we need to drink another animal's breast milk that's supposed to be for them to feed their children? Why would we need to drink that? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think a lot of the studies, a lot of the stuff that's pushed, the studies, you know, like the food pyramids, a lot of that stuff is funded by somebody. And that somebody, 9 times out of 10, is like pharmaceutical companies, you know, the big corporations that want you to get sick eventually so they can make money off you, or that maybe, you know, they could be the farmers that sell meat that or help funding that keep pushing that, or it could be a number of people. But like you can't just go off studies like they say. Okay, milk is good for you, which is never. I mean, good for your bones, which has never been proven as a fact. But you know they have some bullshit studies funded by some shady motherfuckers. I mean, some shady people, or you know, like I said, people that have an incentive to make that study, which is people who like farm cattle, cows, pharmaceutical companies, all this. You know, they push that on you because they want to make money. So it's all when you realize how everything's a money game, or marketing and everything's a money game. You can't, you know, you have to really read the studies and see like who funded it, what actually was the study. Because a lot of times we just hear somebody say something and we repeat that, and it's not. And it's, you know, be a lot of lies. A lot of, you know, humans lie a lot to get what they want, and that shit gets spread around. And people with billions of dollars, they can spread any lie at any time. They got powers over the television, everything. They can tell you anything and you'll believe it. Just like, you know, just like any a number of conspiracy theories. I'm not gonna point not the main one out, but you can think. Let's say conspiracy theories. You know, there's probably a couple that you can really think of that you don't really know the truth to, and it was probably, you know, done by people who they didn't actually do it. But anyways, you know, we're programmed, and as a humans, you know, like I said, we're evolving consciously and technologically, so that, you know, we can do better. You know, like, okay, 50, 100, 200 years ago, we didn't have access to all these plants. We weren't importing plants all around the world. We didn't have all these huge farms. We had to, you know, we didn't have to, but we thought, you know, we had to hunt, you know, buffalo or meat, and that's how we ate. And, you know, we're figuring shit out, but we're evolving as humans, so we didn't figure shit out. You know, our consciousness, you know, even, you know, just for morality's purposes or health purposes, like, you know, this is what's better for us. This is what we need to go to. And just for the simple fact, for morality, we wouldn't want nobody to do this to us. So we're evolving consciously. So anybody that's like, oh man, we always ate meat. Meat's part of our diet as a humans, blah, blah, blah. We're evolving, you know. So that's like somebody saying that they need a heart surgery. They just had a heart attack. But they're like, oh no, I'm not going to the doctor. I don't need no heart transplant. I don't need none of that. I'm stuck in my ways, old ways. Just let me die. Now you're going to take advantage of the technology that you're into now. You know, you can take advantage of how we're accelerating. So you can adapt, or you can get stuck in the old ways. But if you can get stuck in the old ways of just eating meat, why don't you, you know, if that's your mind frame, then why are you using phones? Why are you watching this right now? Why are you even using the internet? Because that's all old ways. That shit didn't even exist 20, 30 years ago. But we're evolving. So we can evolve and choose to do better with it, or we can evolve to do worse with it. Like, look at nuclear bombs. Look at the United States dropping the nuclear bomb on Japan after they already surrendered, you know, just to see what happens pretty much. So you can use it for evil technology, or you can use it for good. You can use it for evil, do the factory farming and kill more animals and push off diseases, or even the pharmaceutical companies pushing off diseases on people through different forms, through different ways, even testing. Like, you can look it all up. You know, government files that have been released after 50 years, or, you know, due to the Freedom of Information Act, and just see, like, different, you know, different communities they poison, different, insane asylums that they test different, diseases, or just all the different shit that they test, and see how it, like, goes from person to person and all that type of stuff.
Like, they gave, I'm not sure what the name of the study was, but I'm pretty sure they gave, like, all these different black men syphilis, just to see what happens. They all had them sign a piece of paper, and no one knew what they were signing up for, and they infected all of them with syphilis. So that's the type of shit, that's the type of stuff that our government, people in power, do to us. So, yeah, you gotta do your own research, and you gotta go with what feels right to you. Don't ever take anybody else's word on it. You know, we don't ever try to push nothing on nobody. We just talk about things that we've learned. And yeah, like I said, we've been at fault many, many times. Not just eating things that we're not supposed to. When we know our intuition tells us this isn't right, but we do it anyway.
It's programming.
So.
And the thing is, I know, like, a lot of times it's justified buying meat and shit to myself by being like, you know, like, shit, all right, I'm gonna just eat this one more time, or, well, shit, the animal's already dead, the meat's already for sale in the grocery store, I'll just go ahead and buy it. I mean, it's not like they're killing another animal, but by buying it, you're sending a message. You vote with your dollar. You're sending a message that's like, okay, yes, I'll buy it. It's a demand for it. Do more of this. because like if you look at now, people have demanded to eat more vegan meats and stuff, like Taco Bell and a bunch of Del Taco and a bunch of different fast food restaurants have started using Beyond Meat. That's a vegan version of meat in their tacos and stuff like that because people are demanding that. That's what people want to buy. So corporations and companies, you'll see a lot more. You can even look up like vegan furniture companies, vegan anything. You can look it up, vegan anything. All these different vegan foods, they're only on the market because people are demanding it. So as more people demand it, then there's vegan eggs now, vegan bacon. It's all on the market because people are demanding. They want a cleaner or vegan or a cruelty-free source for that food. So, by you choosing not to buy that and spreading the word not to buy that, then it's going to make companies they're not just going to go, they're not going to go bankrupt, lose all their money and not adapt. They're going to switch over.
Yeah.
Like you see our cat's here. That's like, like what separates my cat from a pig or a cow? Like would you me being a meat eater, so I should be okay with laying my cat down here, slitting its throat, skinning it, and then cutting it up. If you think about the process that actually goes down to, and if you haven't thought about the process, look it up on YouTube. YouTube or other.
Watch the videos.
Watch the cows until they get killed.
I know before we decided to make the switch, I would always tell myself, I don't want to watch those videos. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to watch that because I already know when I watch it, it's going to make me instantly not want to harm any animals. So my program mind is telling me, don't watch that. Don't watch that because if you watch that, you're going to want to stop eating meat. That's how deep the programming goes. Because when you see the way these animals die and when you see the fear, when you see that they're crying, literally crying, when you see that these two animals, there are two animals that are friends, and then you see that one animal watches his friend or mother or brother or sister, and they watch that animal get slaughtered right before they get killed. You should really, if you are considering making a switch, watch some of those videos. They'll definitely help you along with your decision. For sure. Unless you're just a cruel person. And also, it's like something that you should do, I wouldn't say often, because I don't even watch scary movies, because I don't like putting those kind of images in my head, but it's one of those things that's like, well, what's going to make you snap out of it? What's going to make you in the programming? Strong images, like, it really tugs on your empathy, and it really makes you think, like, wow, these animals are not far from us. When you see the emotion and what they go through, it's definitely something to look into. That's his eats. This video is long. I don't know how long it is. It's long. So, yeah. I might, not sure, break it into 2 parts, and, yeah. We will see you on the next video. Tomorrow, actually, when I make, sesame cauliflower chicken. Yeah.
Alright. Y'all ready for dinner?